What's going on, America? Welcome to Kevin's Corner, which once again is inside of my car. One of these days I'm going to get me a studio. But anyway, I attempt to make sense out of nonsense. Now, want to ask every minority out there, how would you feel if you found out that you were simply a puppet or a pawn in a large game of chess? If someone was using you, your emotions, your situations, your feelings as a way to accomplish their agenda. When I was a little boy, when I was a young boy, my brother was a master of manipulation. Now, what do I mean by that? He hated to make the Kool-Aid. So what he would do is say, Kevin, why don't you go downstairs and make some Kool-Aid? And I'd be like, man, I don't want to make no Kool-Aid. I always got to make the Kool-Aid. You make the Kool-Aid. And he would say, hey, Kev, don't get mad at me. I mean, it's just that you're the best Kool-Aid maker in the house. I mean, everybody loves your Kool-Aid. But, I mean, I guess if you don't want to make the Kool-Aid, I'll do it. I just have to tell everybody that the best Kool-Aid maker in the house just didn't want to do it. And I'd be like, wait, let's not get hasty. So everybody thinks that about my Kool-Aid? Oh, yeah. Everybody loves your Kool-Aid. But, you know, that's neither here or there. I'm going to go make the Kool-Aid. I'm like, no, wait, don't be hasty. I think I'll go make the Kool-Aid. Now, he was able to get me to do this through manipulation. He had an agenda. Before I would realize it, I was downstairs making the Kool-Aid, thinking it was because everybody just loved my Kool-Aid. I didn't realize that I was a victim of manipulation. He had a goal and an agenda, and he manipulated me. And in the words of Mr. Brown on the Tyler Perry show, he manipulated me. And here I am making the Kool-Aid proudly. Yeah. And he's sitting back like, yeah. So that is the same thing that's been taking place years and years through our political system when it comes to minorities. When you look at the Democratic Party, the liberal media, and the powers to be that are all in cahoots, they sit and say, what groups of people can we manipulate? And they have become masters of manipulation with black people, Latino people, any type of minority in America. Why? Because they know the internal mechanisms that make everybody get all sensitive. It is always going to come down to some type of race. It's going to always come down to you're the victim. It's always going to come down to injustice. It's never going to deal with facts. It's always going to be, how does that make you feel when people don't agree with you? How does that make you feel to know that people are looking at you differently? All of those things. And we know that once you touch on the emotions, people start getting real sensitive, and therefore you drive them to either think a certain way or to do something in particular. So what is a way to combat that? What is the greatest weapon against the liberal agenda, greatest weapon against the Democratic manipulation, greatest agenda against the media being in cahoots with the liberal agenda and the Democrats? The greatest weapon is educated, red pill taking, smart conservative minorities. We are the antidote to liberal poison. Now, what do I mean? What can you do to fight a group of minorities who are going totally against your propaganda, your false narratives, and yet at the same time, they're the large group of people that you're trying to paint as a victim? They're saying, we're not a victim. Like, for example, number one, first way, we're the antidote. If all of the minorities that voted for Trump got together and held a rally, the first thing they got to do is try to make an excuse of why all these black, Latino, Asian, Arab, whoever you are, if you're a minority, has gathered to support Donald Trump when all we have been doing is pushing propaganda that says there can't be any minorities out there that supports this man. They have to all be rich, middle class to upper class white men. I can't imagine. It would just be preposterous. You know, they like to use those big words. Just preposterous to think that anyone would support this type of rhetoric. Yet you get about 4,000 or 5,000 black Latinos, the people who they've been swearing up and down Donald Trump hates, out there one day doing a rally or a march saying, yay for Donald Trump. They would have to, what are they going to do? They're going to come and say, obviously all 4,000 of these minorities are coons, sellouts, and Uncle Toms. And what are they going to do? We're not paid. You know, we're coming out there simply because we believe in the American agenda and freedom of speech. Not coming to be violent, not out there like Black Lives Matter talking about I got 10 demands. First of all, let me tell you something. I want my nails did, okay? I think every white person should get my nails done. Secondly, I want all the white people every day when they wake up, come out and salute black people. And this and that, all of that stupid stuff that they're trying to push, this embarrassing minorities that, of course, all the mainstream medias don't mind pushing that stuff out. But what happens when you get a large sum of minorities that come out and say, we're not going ahead and agreeing with this false narrative that Donald Trump is the source of all the discord and division in America? Secondly, it would destroy their false narrative of saying all minorities are victims. Yeah, you can't help yourself. You need the help of those nice, peaceful, those willful giving Democrats who come around and give you stuff. And you also need to listen to the media who supports your cause and always looking out for your back. Far be it for us to give false narratives. We looking out for y'all. We get out there and we say, man, we're not victims. In fact, we're independent thinking people. We're self-sufficient people. And we believe that we should have freedom of speech for everybody to go out, talk about policies, their views, and so on and so forth without being attacked and deemed as hate speech. Immediately, hate speech. Oh, yeah, man, I just don't want people coming up in my church and saying, I'm a guy and here's my guy friend and we're going to get married and you can't say anything about it, Pastor. What? Hate speech? Yeah, we simply want to be able to think what we want to think, believe what we want to believe, without it being attacked by the media, by the Democrats, and whoever else feel that I don't think that way. Therefore, since they don't think like me, we should all go down and tear up everything and burn stuff and call them Nazis and so on and so forth. Which brings me to point 3. How are they going to explain the false narrative that all Trump supporters must be white supremacists and Nazis and KKK members? Obviously, all these people down here have put on makeup. They're not really black, Latino, and Arab, and Hispanic, and whatever other nationalities down here. These are all paid actors that have put makeup on. What are they going to say? We all Nazis? What are they going to, I mean, that blows up their narrative. 4,000 or 5,000 good minority conservative rally people together and say, we're not going to support these false narratives. In fact, we're going to speak out against these false narratives and see how the media cover that. The only thing they could do is just not cover it. You know, now comes the number 4. All of these paid vigilantes that are going around like Antifa and then misguided groups that think they're doing our society some service like Black Lives Matter. What are they going to do? Are Black Lives Matter going to come and attack minorities? They can't come down to talking about, y'all white people need to back up. This ain't for white people. All the white people go to the back, and I want all the black people up here. Shut this down. I wish one of them would come up on stage and grab the mic from me like they did Bernie Sanders. Nah, forget that. Give me the mic. Go on now, go on somewhere, Bernie. And didn't even realize Bernie was supporting the minorities. So ridiculous. But anyway, I wish one of them would come down to that rally talking about some, y'all down here trying to teach hate and this and this and that. And we're black, Latino, and whoever else wants to join. But if it is deemed to be a minority Trump supporting rally for freedom of speech, rally for freedom of expression, rally for making America first, with minorities supporting those issues, it destroys the poison of liberalism, because all they have in their bag of tricks is racism and victimism. But what are they going to do when a large group of minorities say, nah, we ain't buying it? Matter of fact, that narrative is destroyed because we're giving America a realistic view of how a lot of minorities think. We ain't all walking around singing old slave songs. Soon I will be done. The troubles of the world. That's, if I were an American, I would think. If I looked at the news media right now, and from some other place, say I was from Europe, and I like, did you see what's going on in America today? I turned on the telly, and I saw a black man walking with a white man behind him, riding a horse with a whip, and he was singing old Negro spirituals. Rocking my soul in the bosom of Abraham. That's what it's, if I wasn't American, that's what I would think that was going on here. And it's not. I mean, I don't know one black person personally that have come up to me in the last, I can't even remember, last maybe 20, 30 years and said, dude, I just got chased by a whole bunch of dudes in white sheets. It was crazy. I barely escaped with my life. Or, dude, I walked into a restaurant and they was like, what you doing coming up in this door, boy? You know we got a door around the back. Get on back there. Go on now. Get. You know, I can't remember hearing anything like that. But yet, if you turn on the news media, we are digressing. We're going backwards. I went to several Trump rallies. When I walked in, the music didn't cut off. And everybody just looked at me. Everybody just stopped. No, that didn't happen. They didn't go, yeehaw! I can't believe we got one. Came right on up in here, Bobby. Go get the rope. Go get some torch. We're going to burn this. None of that happened. It was white people, black people, Latino people, folks hugging. Folks all had the same mentality of making America great. Folks that all have not been manipulated by the media to think that if you come to a Trump rally, you got to be having your white sheet up under your clothes. And soon as the cameras go, I'll pull the hoods out. Yeehaw! It is nothing like that. So you get a large group of minorities that come out and dispel those narratives. It would just destroy how the media and the Democrats are painting all of this garbage that's supposed to be going on in America. And finally, it would also be very difficult for groups like Antifa to come and attack a large group of minorities that simply are conservative, simply support Donald Trump and his policies, not support necessarily his personality. And see, that's what they want the minorities to focus on. His personality, and look how he speaks. He doesn't sugarcoat stuff, and he doesn't coddle to your feelings. Therefore, you have a right to deem him a racist, and anybody who supports him, you should go ahead and attack them and hurt them, because we're going to just simply look the other way and act like it's okay to do that with people who don't agree with you. Yes, that's what we're going to do. You know, I bet you Nancy Pelosi probably was sick to her stomach that she had to come out and give a lightweight condemnation for Antifa. You know, it was like, yeah, Antifa. What was that, Miss Pelosi? Yeah, you know, I mean, I'm sorry, speak up. Look, okay, they ain't, I condemn them, okay? But yet they want Donald Trump or any Republican. Soon as anything happens in our society with a person or a group of people who they feel are teaching, preaching, or showing the behavior of hate, they go down the line. Let's find all the Republicans, line them up, and make them say, I'm sorry for that person's behavior. We had nothing to do with it, and I condemn them, and I ain't allowed to even investigate it or get no facts. I'm gonna jump the gun and just say that person, his behavior is motivated by hate, and I don't like him. I wish he was never born. Anything else y'all want me to say so y'all don't attack me in the media? I'll do it if y'all want me to. Yeah, that's what they want all of the Republicans, conservatives, and especially Donald Trump. They walk around looking for things in our society that they can paint a false narrative and then immediately go right to Donald Trump. Like, what do you think about that? Did you see that? Huh? Well, yeah, what do you say? I mean, why don't you jump on this? Why aren't you saying anything, Donald? I mean, shouldn't you be out there right now saying this is horrible? Why aren't you condemning it? Quickly, you got 7 seconds. Yeah, he didn't do it in time. He must be a racist. He must support it. We gave him 7 seconds to condemn, and he didn't do it. See, told you, everybody. Minorities, look, he don't like any of you guys. Yeah, but it will blow up their narrative. And if Antifa roll up on the scene, and let's just say they did, and the, let's say, liberal mayor of a city or a liberal governor that has been, let's say, telling the police to simply stand down if it gets out of control. What if they let that happen? 4,000 minorities attacked by Antifa. First of all, it would be real bad for Antifa if I got anything to do with it. Because I believe in the Second Amendment, okay? You ain't going to come in there with baseball bats and masks on. Where I'm from, you coming to rob me, okay? So yeah, that's going to be I'll be like, yo, Your Honor, I ain't know what was going on. I turned around. These brothers had masks on and baseball bats. Back up off me. You know, but nonetheless, that would mess up their agenda. Are they going to come and attack a whole bunch of minorities? And if the police don't do anything about that, surely that would be racist. Now that would look like something out of the 60s. Because if you look at Antifa, most of them are young white kids. You mean to tell me a bunch of young white kids with hoods on attacked a whole bunch of blacks and Latinos and beat them? That sounds like racism, boys and girls. Yeah. So what I supposed in a video prior is that we look into having a large minority Trump supporter rally filled with black, Latino, and any other race in America that voted for Donald Trump. And I threw it out on one of my videos, and a lot of people said, yeah. And I really believe that by doing something like that, it really destroys. It's a direct injection right into the butt of the liberal agenda, the Democratic Party, the media manipulation, all of that stuff. It blows up all of those false narratives about the division in America and how Trump only has the support of rich white men. It destroys that. So and I got a lot of feedback. People was all on my Facebook feed. All on my YouTube feed, like, man, that's a good idea. And they start throwing out names of other black YouTubers. And I said, well, let's see if the people really would like to do something like this. So what I did is I created a Facebook page, a group actually called Minorities for Trump. And it is also under Kevin's Corner. That's Kevin with an apostrophe S corner on Facebook. And all of my YouTube followers, I would love you to join that group. What I want to do is make it a platform, number one, for any of the conservative minorities that are YouTubers to post their videos in one consolidated place. And also anyone in general that's a Trump supporter can come look at that information and see that we're not all running around like, yeah, we support Trump because he's going to let us be white supremacists. We get to kill black people again. We're going to take this country back. That's what we're going to do. See, because I know the constipation, okay? I know it. We're not all running around like that. And so with this page, with this group, Minorities for Trump, I'd like to really generate enough followers, enough people on that site to where if we wanted to organize a rally, a peaceful rally, I was joking earlier about, I do support the Second Amendment, but, who knows going to see this video. This man's preaching hate. I can't believe he said that if they had a rally, they would start immediately killing anyone that wasn't black. They would twist my words. We know how the media is. So a peaceful demonstration, a peaceful rally that they can't say this is done by motivations of hate and white supremacists, because we would be minorities, even though I invite everybody to it. But I would love to see who would want to participate. And if anybody have any ideas of how to organize it or key people that would like to be involved with it, once again, look me up on Facebook at Kevin's Corner, and also befriend or at least send an invite to Minorities for Trump on Facebook, okay? Also, follow me on Twitter, Kevin Ellerby 32. at Yahoo, I think. I don't know if the whole Twitter thing is. I'm just starting to learn the Twitter, guys. Maybe I'm outdated, but I'm learning how to do the Twitter. So anyway, it's Kevin Ellerby 32 on Twitter. And also, I got a website that's about to be popping up real soon, which is Kevin's Corner, where I'll leave a lot of my videos, discussions, way to even contact me about coming to do any speaking engagements. And I look forward to seeing you guys on Facebook. Check out my video. Also subscribe. And we will meet back here again just to see how the feedback. I want to see some feedback. Give me some stuff in the bottom. Let me know if you subscribed and so on and so forth. And, you know, we'll see you back here at Kevin's Corner. It was great. Enjoyed talking to you. I love your comments. I love the support. You guys rock. I did a video a couple of days ago where I pretended to be emotional and hurt because all of these trolls on the internet and possibly some real people, black, was calling me a coon. And when I did that video addressing that, there was a flood of people that came in and said, Kev, we got your back. And I'm talking black, Puerto Rican, Latino, all kind of people were saying, what you're saying is the truth. And we love you. We support you. And for you guys, I'm telling you right now, that touches my heart. I'm not an extremely emotional man. I don't want my enemies thinking I'm soft. But nonetheless, seeing all the wonderful things you guys said, it did make me feel all funny inside. So I want to say thank you. God bless. Talk to you soon at Kevin's Corner, where I try so hard to make sense. It's hard, people. It's so hard when all these people are talking nonsense, and then they leave it up to smart people like all of us to make sense out of that nonsense. Anyway, talk to y'all later. Bye.